has been particularly productive in league play. They will have to make up for the loss of Wilkinson. Meanwhile, for Porter Moser's Oklahoma Sooners, they had been in so many close games the last month of league play. They finally snapped their losing streak last Saturday in a significant win on the road against 15th-ranked Vanderbilt, where they did a lot of good things and scored 92 points in that victory.
Well, again, they got a chance to have good, steady play. All 5 starters scored in double figures. Forsythe came in and played well for them as well. They'll need him to do that. They'll need some bench scoring today a little bit as well against a really talented Georgia ball club.
Couple of programs that score it at a high rate, play in high possession games. The big absence, though, for Georgia, they are without their initiator in Wilkinson, who likes to push. He is out for a second straight game with the shoulder soreness. So right off the top here, as the show gets started, we get the turnover. Georgia was about to push it into the front court. And we have a brief stoppage. Bart Lennox, one of our 3 officials, along with Steven Anderson and Anthony Jordan. He's over at the scorer's table. Presumably, maybe just to fix something on the clock, perhaps.
I think the clock issue there.
Yep.
And, you know, Oklahoma's a team, again, has done a great job valuing taking care of the basketball. Porter Moser's teams have always traditionally done a great job of valuing taking care of the ball. As a low turnover team, they have a turnover right off the bat.
No doubt about it. You just saw Mike White, 4th-year boss in Athens, last year guided the program to the NCAA tournament. You know, they're in a position to maybe reach back-to-back if they have a strong finish to the season. Georgia hasn't done that in more than 20 years. Mike
has this program trending in the right direction. Postseason play from the NIT to the NCAA, and with another opportunity to get to the NCAA tournament again.
Trending in the right direction as a program. Late shot clock offense here for Georgia. That's an offensive foul. Cannon Catchings was trying to barge through Reed. Going back the other way.
Good defensive possession right there by Oklahoma. I like how Oklahoma started the game in a zone press up the floor to kind of slow Georgia down, kind of make their guards have to think a little bit, and you see Reed with a really good defensive play there in the post against Catchings, picking up his first foul.
We were talking to Mike White pregame. He was very complimentary, or very much what caught his eye from that win for Oklahoma last week was how they defended as a team. So this is Porter Moser's starting 5. Nigel Pack, he is the 3-point specialist. Misfires. He and Brown lead the way. They both average about 15, 16 points per game.
A rebound by Stagg. Stagg was a positive for Georgia coming out of their last ball game. You see Catchings there with a big 3.
He has been dialed in from distance the last month of the season. Close to 45% from beyond the arc in league play.
He's been playing terrific over the last 3 ball games. Anytime Georgia's able to score the basketball, they're able to set their defense and have a form of pressure up the floor to try to turn you over a little bit.
Georgia on the board first. An important game for both programs. Darion Reed is the corner 3 specialist. After the miss, Wagee gets whistled for the foul. Thought he was in position for the offensive board.
That's a tough foul on Wagee early in the game. They really need him. He's a guy, again, when he's playing with great energy and he's playing well, he changes their ball club. He's going to have to take a quick seat right now. Don't want to pick up that second quick foul. Just an unfortunate situation to start the game for him, trying to get a second chance opportunity.
You know, he did a lot of good things in that win last week, though he did foul out of the Vanderbilt victory. So this is Mike White starting 5. You mentioned it already. The freshman Kareem Stagg finds himself in the starting lineup. Several other veterans, including Blue Kane, are going to have to lead the way. And there is the big man, Samta Surreal, with a vicious throwdown.
I think they're going to take a look at something here real quick. On the replay here, you see again Blue Kane, good shot fake, great delivery, big time finish by Surreal above the rim. The dunk yard dogs. He's one of the guys that lead these dunk yard dogs in dunks.
Whole lot of dunks. That's been the forte for this program.
Get your review. Reed fell on the ground. Yep.
So Anthony Jordan just came by. This is an official initiated.
After review, there's no flagrant foul in the play. We'll resume where we left off.
Okay, they were taking a look at some contact at the top of the arc, not underneath on the Surreal throwdown. And that was, yeah, clearly you saw the collision between Surreal and Reed. I guess they were trying to take a peek to see if maybe there was an elbow to the chin.
Yeah, I don't think we're giving out any Academy Awards today right now to start the ball game. I think Reed was trying to get one of those and wasn't able to on that occasion. And again, we play on here with no foul.
Well, Darion Reed knows it's Oscar season. We're only a couple weeks away.
This now is the time to submit. So you've got Santo Surreal. He has been one of the more vicious rim and lane protectors in the SEC this year. And on the offensive end, always a threat.
You know, he's one of the most improved free throw shooters on the team as well. He missed that one that time, but it's much better free throw shooter this year than he was a year ago.
Porter Moser and that Oklahoma staff, they know how much of a difficult of a job it is to contain him. Game plan for Surreal. Reed on the attack with the shot clock draining. He draws the foul. So Darion Reed, very reliable starter, is going to the free throw line.
I like the paint touch there. I mean, Oklahoma really needs to, they're playing their best when they're making threes from the perimeter. They've had a couple shots not fall early, try to get a little paint touch, get something closer to the basket. Reed's at the free throw line with 2 shots.
Oklahoma trying to get on the board. Couple of possessions, couple of empty trips, and there's another missed free throw. So you see the numbers there for Santo Surreal. Leads the SEC, 7th in Division I in blocks per game. So Rodney, worth noting, that is 2 very quick fouls on the productive Cannon Catchings. So he sits down. There he goes.
Well, you got a guy in Jordan Ross coming in right now who started games earlier in the season for the Bulldogs. So you've got a guy who's also started games for him early in the year as well.
You outline Millender right off the top. He is on the floor. Stagg going to work.
That good-looking freshman. Really had coming off one of his better games. Great screen there in the backcourt. We call that a release screen right there. That's a really good release screen right there.
And Pack makes him pay.
Now Drew Pack, big 3. Need he and Brown and the perimeter guys to step up and make shots for these guys.
Kane on the drive, puts it up, banks it in.
Didn't settle, had a chance for a 3-point opportunity. Chose the shot fake, get to the rim. See that ball go through the basket. Really big for Kane early in the game.
Double figure scorer. He's had a great 2-point field goal percentage this year. He's always had the reputation as a marksman from deep. Millender picks up the dribble. Oklahoma, you know, even despite allowing 91 last week, defensively they did a lot of good things in the first half of the win against Vanderbilt. Things went a little sideways in the second half. They ultimately held off that wild Vandy rally. And so is that ultimately going to be a backcourt violation? Steven Anderson and Anthony Jordan, they're going to get together, sort this out. Was it a deflection? Yeah. And it is. They're going to rule backcourt violation. You're allowed to recover it if it was deflected by the opposition in the backcourt. And so they say that there was none.
Well, nevertheless, I mean, tough pass here. Great job of Brown running through the passing lane. Regardless, Kane's got to pick that ball up. You don't want Brown to run through that one and get an easy uncontested basket as well. But as a result of not being a deflection, it becomes a turnover.
You said that in a little more measured way than Mike White was trying to communicate that in the moment. Elatonsiv, the Russian, drills a 3.
That's a big 3. If he can step out and stretch the floor today and make some threes, that is a welcome sight there for Porter Moser and his ball club.
Oklahoma has been a capable 3-point shooting team all year. Top 50 in the nation in makes per game. Kane is open. Instead goes with the ball fake.
You know, Kevin, they knew they were going to have those opportunities for the big fella to step out there and shoot that because Santos, a lot of times, is playing back in the paint, protecting the basket.
Oh, look at Kane. That is a clever cut to the basket.
Really great burn cut from the baseline there by Kane and a great finish.
I think that was either Ross or Millender with the great find as well down to the veteran. So an entertaining start. That's a foul, by the way, on Stagg. His first, so it takes us to a timeout where Georgia has got the 4-point edge. They're known for this, Rodney, the emphatic dunks.
Great look by Kane. Big time dunk by the dunk yard dog here. Kane's fighting to get off of it here hard here. He's going to get that throwback, and Elatonsiv got that wide open 3. That's a look right there. They're going to try to get that all night.
And that was Elatonsiv hitting that three. Yeah. Porter Moser detailed that to you pregame.
They did, and they almost had it the last play out as well.
You know, last week was maybe a season trajectory changing win for Oklahoma. Last week on the road against a very good Vanderbilt team.
Going on the see the fire?
Oh my goodness!
We have a fire. Look at everybody's looking.
Wow. Yeah, Rodney. There is. You can see that. Oh my goodness!
We got a fire.
There is a fire.
We got a full-blown fire going on right now.
A popcorn machine. It looks like. I mean, everybody's starting to clear out. You can see we got the sprinkler overhead system is working right now. So our officials, they pointed up there.
That's going right
Goodness
now.
gracious!
Wow. Well, you just see the crowd looking up there, and you're like, what's going on?
Everybody is scattered from that area.
Yeah.
The sprinkler system working effectively here. Oh my gosh!
Wow.
Well, good catch, partner.
No.
I didn't even notice that. Seems like we have avoided any sort of
we literally have the roof
catastrophic
on fire. The roof's
situation. Oh my gosh!
The roof's on fire.
I think everybody cleared out of that area, and so everything seems to be all right. But you nailed it. All of a sudden, the attention from everybody, even on the court.
I'm looking, and everyone's looking that direction, and now I just see the big fire going.
And clearly, it seems like we'll take a few moments here. The stadium personnel, I think, is just going to make sure everything's all right. There's clearly a lot of smoke up in that section.
Fight off the smoke section here, you know. Good thing they've done a great job here with the lighting over the. Now, if this was previously 10 years ago, the lighting would probably be a situation for us in here. They did a great job changing the lights in here.
I think everybody's talking about burnt popcorn, by the way.
How about that?
Overcooked. Yeah, you could see the sprinkler system just kicking in immediately. Yeah, so they're making an announcement right now, and it seems like they're going to wait a few more minutes before we would resume action. Whoa! All right. Well, we'll take a quick timeout in Norman. It's a unique timeout here before we get action going again. So we're in the middle of a unique extended delay inside Lloyd Noble Center. You saw it just before the break. We had a concession stand item catch on fire up in the concourse. And so looks like we're going to resume here shortly. I guess while we have this moment, let's look back at that win last week against Vanderbilt. Oklahoma scored 92 against the Commodores in their building. That was their most significant win in SEC play.
Huge win, Kevin. You talk about, again, Oklahoma having 6 guys in double figures. 5 of those starters. That's a really big deal for Porter Moser and his ball club.
This is, I would think, in your career, this is a first.
Oh, it's definitely a first.
My goodness.
During a game, having a fire, definitely a first.
I mean, it was contained very quickly. Sprinkler system went off immediately, but you could even start to smell a little bit of that smokiness. Well, we resume here. There's Xavier Brown, and the big man, Elatonsiv, follows the miss.
Elatonsiv on the offensive glass. Stepping out, stretching it, making threes, going to the glass. He's giving them a great lift off the bench.
Only his 13th game in a Sooner uniform. Remember, he joined the club in December. He's got 5 points here. Georgia by 2. Stagg, the freshman, denied that time by Davis. They're looking for him on the roll. Brown anticipated that one. Bailey threw it away. Brown to Jadon Jones. That's one of their shooters off the bench. Dayton Forsythe gets a touch. Got a couple of bench Sooners now into the game. Jones, Yelatontsev, Forsythe. Davis a crossover. Davis lost the dribble. Had the wherewithal there to knock it over to Forsythe. Nails a three.
Forsythe was really big for him in the last ball game in their win against Vanderbilt off the bench. Anytime he's making threes and shooting the ball well for him, that's a great sign for Porter Moser and his team.
Forsythe, 4-3. And a couple of big ones in the Vandy win last week. Played 20-plus minutes.
Forsythe's one of those guys that brings a lot of intangibles to the table. He's a guy that's going to play extremely hard on the defensive end of the floor, causing a lot of problems. And then when he's making shots on the other end, that's a bonus.
Boy, he
here with the deflection here.
Oh, and he deflected it off of Ross. Bartletic says it was Ross that last touched it. You know, that's one you do it so many times, right, as the inbounder, and Forsythe just jumped it.
Forsythe, a great defender, brings a lot of energy when he comes into the ball game. And obviously, he's a great crowd favorite as well as he comes in and brings a lot of energy to the floor for the Sooners.
Yeah, Dale, Oklahoma's finest, from maybe a half hour east of OKC. Davis, baseline drive, goes up, threw it away. That time Ross deflected it. Ross has got it. Georgia trying to take care of the basketball. They've given it away 4 times. Played about 6 minutes. Good pace to this one. Good rhythm.
Really good pace for Oklahoma right now. Georgia really want to get up and down the floor. They lead the country in fast break points. I think this pace is really boding well right now for Oklahoma.
Bailey leaving it for the big man, Dylan James, the deuce.
Dylan James, a versatile forward, does a little bit of everything for the guys. Great finish around the rim.
With Wilkinson out, what does that do for how Georgia's going to play pace-wise?
Well, I think they're still going to play fast. It's what they do. It's your identity in terms of what you've done all season long. Just going to have to have some other guys step up by committee.
Brown's got the big man on him, trying to beat him off the bounce. That is a difficult one-legged runner.
Really good offense there. Really good defense, but better offense there in terms of shot-making ability. Tough shot there by Brown.
He is the junior from Philly. He has been their most productive scorer this season. Millender. He's got it, trying to work off the screen. Yelatontsev cuts him off. Bailey is open. Yeah, he is known as a shooter, and he knocks one down.
Bailey's a capable guy scoring the basketball for him again. He looks to come in. All the Georgia's guards are all very aggressive in terms of trying to score the basketball from the perimeter.
Significant wins in league play for Georgia against teams like Arkansas, at Missouri. Count that basket. Brown is going to the line for one more.
Big time play by Brown here. Got some separation. Great shot making right there. Tough shot making right there by Brown with that 2-foot finish there, 15 feet in.
It's a couple of times he's slammed on the brakes and scored it. Last couple of possessions. You see at the bottom his production this season. His point per game average has gone up in league play. He's posted back-to-back 20-point games, including in the win last week against Vanderbilt.
He's playing really well. You see Porter getting a chance to give him a blow right now. He's a guy who's logged significant minutes over the course of this season. You need that guy to be a closer for him. You want him to be fresh. He's trying to steal some minutes right now. Give him a quick blow.
Forsythe's emergence just really helps take the pressure off of Brown. Kane on the drive. Kick it back out. Georgia attacks. That's Jordan Ross off the glass.
Jordan Ross getting downhill, capable three-point shooter as well. Got transferred in from St. Mary's.
You know, coming into each of these program seasons, they felt really good about their backcourts, how dynamic they were, how experienced they were. Should be a good battle between these two today. Kual atop off the bench and throws one in.
Kual, you need Kual to step in there and make some shots for him. I mean, defensively, he has some challenges, but offensively, he's a guy that can stretch the floor at 6'9" and make shots. That's a big three for Kual.
Kane responds in the corner. So Blue Cane now has 7. We'll probably see more of a talk. Jeff Wankwo out today for Oklahoma. That's Reed. Get that out of here. Dylan James sends it into the 3rd row. That takes us to a timeout. It's a 1-point lead for the Bulldogs in North.
At the face of the Timberwolves there, and you know, one of the top players in the world right now. And you talk about Fears, who actually is affiliated with the team that I'm affiliated with a little bit, the Pelicans, has had an awesome start to the season as well. You know, got a chance, great pick, got a chance to coach against Fears last year. And I'll tell you the one thing that Fears right now for a young player, plays very mature. He's very super competitive, plays with the chip on his shoulder. And he's gotten off to a great start.
How about the names, by the way, on that side slab? Of course, former Georgia players. Anthony Edwards joins Dominique Wilkins, only ex-Bulldogs to be named an NBA All-Star in that Oklahoma list. It's fun when you walk into this building and remind yourself of the stars in the rap. Even Mike White, Georgia, remember, has never played a basketball game in this building. Mike White walks in, he goes, boy, even I, sometimes you forget just the royalty in both the college and the NBA game that once wore the Oklahoma Sooner jersey.
I mean, talk about a guy, Blake Griffin, I mean, was a phenomenal player here at Oklahoma. Trae Young, in the 1 year that he was here, had a great season as a freshman as well.
You know there's going to be another jersey that's going to join the rafters here. Buddy Hield will have his number raised up next week. So there was Mohamed Waghi. I think he just picked up his 2nd foul. That's not going to be good for Porter Moser.
2 really tough fouls for an older player in transition. You don't want to pick up that foul. Coming off a great basket where you had a great finish, and then you come back down defensively and pick up a really nickel and dime foul in transition, getting back up the floor. You're just getting back. You got to have a little bit more basketball awareness there, heads up in terms of not picking up that foul. That's not the foul I want to pick up as my 2nd foul to sit down possibly for the remainder of the half.
That's a bizarre one. He looks up and he recognizes, or lack thereof, that he's about to bump into a Georgia player.
You know, we go back to Buddy Hield. Buddy Hield took the Sooners to the Final Four.
Oh, yeah.
Had a great run here at Oklahoma.
2016 season, that was a dream year around here. Last Final Four for the program. Pack, oh, nearly had it. This is Kane, kick it back out. Millender, and no! Boy, that one was swinging this way, that way. It looked like it was a steal. Then it looked like a 3 was going to fall. New 20 for the Bulldogs.
Got a great look there. I mean, Blue Cane driving and finding an open Smurf in the corner. I mean, you're not going to get a better look by the Georgia than that look they just got there. Wilkins on the drive.
That is, speaking of human highlight reel junior.
The baby highlight. It's the baby highlight, finishing at the rim. We got, you know, Dominique, one of the all-time greats in terms of highlights. This is baby highlight, finishing at the rim.
Not many layups on it, his dad's highlight reel. Georgia by 1. Important game for both. Atak has got 2 threes now.
Atak, that's what he does. Kual's a big-time shooter at 6'9", can really stretch the floor. Smurf's got to get up there a little bit more and make Atak put that ball on the floor a little bit, not just give him a great look there. Just kind of shot right over Smurf.
Both of these teams, Rodney, have shot really well. Georgia is 10 out of 12 from the floor on this end. There's Ross underneath. Add another. They're shooting 85% from the floor.
It's a great finish by Ross, getting downhill, gathering himself. Good finish on the opposite side of the basket. Great finish by Ross.
Meanwhile, Georgia, or rather Oklahoma, has now hit 6 threes as a team. Atak is on a rampage.
Atak's on fire right now. That bench scoring, that's huge for Porter off the bench there, guys, to come off the bench. That's 9 points, 3 threes right now for Atak. That's huge.
That is a very difficult finish for Marcus Smurf Millender.
Talk about Smurf getting downhill finishing. He's had a great and been very consistent in conference play. Great finish downhill.
He's been the dependable 6th man. You know, he and Urban Klobuchar, maybe Pop Isaacs. I mean, right now, those are your front runners for 6th man of the year. And he is very much in the conversation. Double-figure scorer coming off of Mike White's bench this year.
When you talk about being in that conversation of being a 6th man, you got to be consistent with what you bring every day, and he's done that for this Georgia team. Anytime Georgia scores, they're able to set their press. They can set some pressure up the floor. You see them here right now with the man-to-man pressure up the floor. Sometimes they'll go with their zone press, 2-2-1, but they're going to be up the floor with some form of pressure, seeing if they can't speed you up into a turnover.
Both teams on fire. Too soon? Too soon, maybe?
Literally and figuratively. We got a fire in the building. We got the guys on fire right now.
Everybody's safe, though, luckily. So there's Davis at the rim.
Tay Davis, versatile forward. He's done this all season long. He's a guy that can get downhill and finish with the best of them in the country. One of the top finishers at the rim in the league.
He was impactful last week in the win against Vandy. James, turn around, score it. Dylan James. Showing you his repertoire.
Inside, big fella, way to finish in there.
Yep. Georgia playing without Wilkinson. Second straight game. That'll stay here, by the way, with Oklahoma. And they are off to a red-hot shooting start. They've made 13 of their first 15, but they're down 1. Good start at Norman. Out of 15, Georgia is. Oklahoma obviously is, including Kuala Talk, they have been red hot of late. They've made 9 out of their last 11. I hope he doesn't have that trademark, or else I owe him.
No, it's a big-time deal if Kuat's making threes. That's an unfortunate turnover right there with Reed trying to get downhill, but both teams shooting the ball extremely well right now. Talk in particular is on a heater right now.
He's made his first 3 shots from distance. Comes off the bench. He's only played a few minutes. He has had the neon green light.
He has. I love this token pressure by Oklahoma just to try to slow Georgia down a little bit. They want to play a high-pace game. You know, slow these guys down a little bit.
Georgia nearly perfect from the field. This side, Stagg. And another. They are 14 out of 16 as a team.
Stagg can step out, as a young player can step out and make that 3 there. Versatile forward, good young player.
This is a huge step-up moment for Stagg, who's got 5 points in the free. He doesn't score much, but he has hit a couple of shots confidently. Oh, and he denies Brown.
You know, Kevin, all you want a lot of times as a young player, hadn't played a lot early in conference play. It's just an opportunity. But more than that, you know, a lot of guys want opportunities. You got to be ready for those opportunities. You see Stagg coming up the floor here. Great awareness, great job, rim protection. Georgia's one of the better rim protection guys, teams in the league.
Yeah, best in the nation in terms of blocks per game. That'll stay here. 3.8 on the timer for the Sooners. Short clock. What are you doing here?
Short clock. You got to either get a lob here, maybe, or you got to get maybe Pat coming off a screener type action to get him a look.
Forsythe back on the floor. Atak sits down. Jones is back in as well. And so Pack takes a seat. Brown looking. Lob it out to Davis. 3 seconds. Davis lets it rip. Georgia's coming back this way. Catching's on the floor. He's got it. Playing with 2 fouls. 6:30 to play, first half.
Coach trusting right now that he's going to play smart as an older player and not pick up a bad foul here to kind of finish out this half.
Ross, defended by Davis, refuses the screen. Oh, a crossover. Ross to the basket. He's got 2 coming. A saucy crossover, and he's at the line.
Ross doing what he does best, getting downhill, getting a chance to get to the foul line.
That was the first foul on Davis, 4th team foul on Oklahoma. Ross, close to 80% at the line. This junior from Utah, he started all 24 games this year. He's been reliable. So later today on the network, we got Tennessee taking on LSU at home. Alabama is also home against South Carolina. You got a couple of teams here that would like to remain in the SEC title race in the Vols and the Tide. Right now, though, it's Florida's title maybe to lose with 7 games left in the regular season.
Well, I think, Kevin, they're a team that has a very high ceiling in this league, and and even in aspirations of postseason play. You know, their guards come to play on any given night, along with that front line. They're as good as anybody in the country.
Jones splashes a three. Oklahoma red hot from beyond the arc in this first half.
Porter's getting great bench production right now today from guys coming in off the bench there, scoring for him.
Now it's Ross, knocked free, gets it back. Catchings bumped by Jones. That's just the 5th team foul on OU. Georgia inbounds it underneath the hoop.
You got 5 made threes off the bench. I mean, that's huge for Oklahoma today. You hadn't even start talking about Nigel Pack and what he brings to the table, the 3 or 4 threes that he makes normally.
I think he's
game to game.
Yeah, he's made the one. That's right. Very early on. Kuwal attack.
Wall coming in. Jones coming in making threes. Oklahoma's at their best when they're able to make threes.
Kane knifes in. Blue Kane, that is good.
Blue Kane was one of those guys we talked about at the start of the ball game, stepping up by committee for Wilkinson being out, their leading scorer. Kane's a guy who's been a proven scorer over the course of his career.
Yeah, a better driver this year and finisher around the rim. He has 9. Lob it up. Reed! It's a Crone man slam from Darion Reed.
And that was set up by Forsythe getting downhill. Good 2-foot play. Great awareness with Reed burning from the corner.
First bucket for the sophomore from Georgia. Ignites this place. 1-point lead for the Dogs. This is Stagg. That one was offline. Forsythe fights for the board.
Forsythe comes in the game, Kevin. He's going to give you a lot of grit, some toughness, making plays there. You see him again. He's just coming in again with a lot of energy, and he's going to make some things happen.
That could not have been more perfectly timed.
Got a grown man dunk. Great awareness by Forsythe. Great finish by Reed. Just a great play by Forsythe. Forsythe's coming in again with the energy, and again, a veteran guy, played significant minutes last year as a freshman. You know what you're going to get by Forsythe when he comes in the ball game. Positive minutes.
Particularly of late. You know, he dealt with those ankle injuries December, part of January. He's much healthier. Meanwhile, 3rd foul on Cannon Catchings. This has been arguably outside of Wilkinson the most impactful scorer in league play for Georgia.
That's a big foul right there, because he's a guy, again, that Coach White talked about, how hard he's been playing, the production that he's been able to put in the books over the last 2 ball games. That's going to be a big loss. The other guy's going to step up. As Ross is going to continue to play well. Wilkins is going to have to come in. Wilkins got to come in and play really well for him as well from the perimeter.
I thought Georgia moved the ball, even with him on the bench. Done some really good things on this end of the floor. I mean, they could not be any more efficient. They've only missed 3 shots. 6 to shoot. This is Kane. Pack trying to keep him in front. Cut off. Kane turns, put it up, puts it in.
Big time shot right there. Shot making by Kane. Good defense, better offense.
It's been a rejuvenated Blue Kane of late. 4th straight game in double figures. He has 11 in the first. Jones, I mean, this is just uncanny. This happens, once a game minimum for Jones. He draws that foul on a 3-point attempt.
Well, you would think the reputation would get around. How about this one, Rodney, to Reed?
Well, you see this above the rim, Reed doing what he does best, finishing.
Point per game total that Mike White's squad is without. This is another resume opportunity on the road against a top 75 rated team. How has Mike utilized his rotation today with Wilkinson out?
Well, we talked about that committee already. You know, Blue Kane sitting with 10 points already. It's huge. You're going to have, again, a guy like Jordan Ross has come in and giving him 6 points off the bench, getting downhill. Veteran guard, transferred from St. Mary's. You talk about Bailey. Bailey's also a veteran guard. So he's got some veteran guards out there that can step up for Wilkinson being out. Smurf hasn't scored quite a bit to start the ball game, but he's a guy that's been a consistent scorer for him as well. So he's got some other pieces that have opportunity to step up and get things done.
You mentioned this before. Jones, by the way, got fouled on that 3-point attempt.
Did he miss all three? Yeah, I'm sitting here going, wait a second, did I miss something? That is a weird sequence. By the way, we're going to go the other way. It is an offensive. I did a double take over here as you and I were talking. I said, wait, I thought he made at least one. You brought this up a few moments ago. We're seeing a little more Dylan James and Kareem Stagg. Only 7 minutes in the first half for Santos Surreal.
You know, Kevin, when you're able to play James and Stagg, that gives those guys a lot of versatility to be able to switch on defense, do different things offensively. Santos in the game right now. He's a really big-time rim protector, but he gives you a little bit more versatility.
Pack to Atak. That's his first miss from distance. Millender pushing a blur into the front court. He's smothered. That should be last off of Forsythe, so Georgia will keep it here. Smothered by Wagee. Another really quality shot blocker in this league.
Big-time shot block by Wagee. Wagee's got to play smart now. He's got 2 fouls again. Fouls that weren't really fouls that he should have at this point in the game, but he's going to have to play really smart here to close out this half and not pick up that 3rd foul.
Kane, a blow-by. Kick it back out. 3 is in the air. Offline. Surreal. Well, we mentioned his name, and you see just how physical he is.
Well, you also saw Wagee could not be as aggressive there with the 2 fouls, so he had to back off. He couldn't contest that shot at the rim. Smart play by him by not picking up that 3rd foul, but Santos gets a great opportunity to finish above the rim.
Oklahoma not deep in terms of just physicality at the 5 position behind Wagee. Davis cutting. It's a scramble, and Davis is at the line for 2.
Really fortunate on that. Kind of got away with a few steps there to pick up that foul.
Mike White getting something sorted out with the officials. And yeah, that might have been the puzzled look on his face. I suppose he was wondering if something was going to get looked at. So that is the 2nd foul, by the way, on Marcus Millender. Was there an elbow here, Rodney?
Santos got knocked down here.
Previous play is a common foul on Georgia. That play's under review.
Maybe that contact between Wagee.
Okay, just a look by the official. Okay.
I would assume they're going to take a look to see if that was an intentional elbow there. At first glance, that just looked incidental. I don't think there was anything that would.
We're back at the Academy Awards again right now. We had that earlier by Oklahoma. Now we have it over here on the other side with Georgia. No Academy Awards being given today. I think that's a play on. We can look at it again, but it looks like a play on type situation. And Wagee again.
After review, there's no further action on the play. It'll be 2 shots for Oklahoma.
No further action. Wagee's trying to stay out of foul trouble right now. He's not trying to force any kind of contact at this point right now because he wants to stay in the ball game. But that's again an inadvertent kind of basketball type situation there. So
it makes sense that they would go take a peek at that. I certainly understand.
No, absolutely. You know, and again, that was a big pivotal play for Oklahoma. If that's Wagee picks up the 3rd foul, Portland quickly gets him out of the ball game before he picks up a 3rd foul.
You're saying I think all of these Bulldogs, they're going to lose out to Leo again, DiCaprio this March.
There's a good chance that probably going to happen.
He and Marty had a pretty good movie this past fall. So, all right. So Davis at the line. This senior from Indianapolis, he's been so versatile. He's been so reliable for Porter Moser's team this year. Oklahoma, weirdly, now 4 of 9 at the line. So let's remind you, this epic Shriners Children's Clearwater Softball Invitational, brilliant matchups every year. It continues right here on the network. That's tomorrow morning. So rise and shine, 9 a.m. first pitch between James Madison and Texas A&M, who has been at the top or near the top of the SEC for years now. Always a really, really significant event. Almost an unofficial get the season started on the softball side down in Clearwater.
Coach Ford's done a great job with the A&M program. I mean, I worked with her at Fresno State when I was the head basketball coach at Fresno State. She was the women's softball coach at Fresno State. She's done a great job at A&M.
The other Mike White had a pretty good season, by the way, in Austin last year.
Pretty good. You know, anytime you take that hardware home, that's a pretty good year. No, Mike did
of
it. Mike did a
success
great
for
job
Mike,
last year.
multiple Mike Whites successful. So that is a foul on Ielitantsev. Georgia at the free throw line. Surreal. Okay at the line. 57% at the stripe. You know, last year came off the bench. This was a really highly rated recruit. Was a reliable reserve. This season has been an impactful starter.
He has. He gives some great rim protection, and his offense is still coming as a young player. He's improved at the free throw line because he gets the opportunity to get to the line, but still a good young developing player.
Rodney, this has been an entertaining first half. Each team has played well above average on the offensive side in particular.
They have two teams that take care of the basketball pretty well as well and don't beat themselves in that regard as well.
Brown initiating. Working off the screen. He's got the big man on him. Pack with the left hand. Pack, a shimmy, knocked back out. Stagg has it. Inside of 2 minutes. First half in Norman. Maybe a little scrambled sequence. Kane offline. That was halfway down and popped out.
Got a great look by Kane in the corner.
Xavier Brown missed it. Brown tried to draw the whistle. He's got to get back up. Jordan Ross missed the three. Surreal gets his team a new 20. He spins, lost it. Brown trying to initiate the break. Davis into the paint, to the rim. Got it back.
Davis does a great job always on that offensive glass. One of the better offensive rebounders in the SEC.
Three to shoot. Attack turns around. Might have been on the end line. Yeah, he hit the sideline. Turnover.
Really good defensive possession right there by Georgia. They're doing a great job of closing out the shooters, making guys put the ball on the deck. They're in gaps. Really good defensive possession right there by Georgia.
Oklahoma just collapsed on Surreal that time. They forced the steal. Jones wants three. Oklahoma's gone cold. Last couple of trips down the floor. They're 0 for their last 5.
Great rotation over by Pack. Just weren't able to convert it in transition.
Ross draws the foul, and he will be at the line for a 1-and-1.
Ross has done a great job of really getting downhill, putting pressure on the basket, something that he does really, really well.
This Georgia team, 17-7. Big wins in the SEC against teams like Arkansas, at Missouri. They beat Auburn as well at home. A win today, they get back to 500, and this would be categorized as what we would call a quad 1 win. That means the most impactful wins for your resume.
Absolutely.
They're on the road today, so Georgia, of course, wants it for all those reasons. Here's Oklahoma. Just one game at a time. You see the record at 12-12. After the win last week against Vanderbilt, they're hoping that sparks them in the right direction. Timeout, Oklahoma. What stood out to you the most about how this first half is unfolded?
Well, I think for Oklahoma, having the bench scoring is something that Porter talked about earlier this morning, how important it was for his bench to give him some scoring. They've done that in a big way coming off the bench there in this ball game. You know, Georgia's been pretty steady in terms of what they do in terms of scoring the basketball, second chance opportunities. I think they've been pretty steady with the way they play.
For Oklahoma, back to your point about the bench scoring. He has 9. Yelatantsev has 5. Forsythe has 5. So that's more than half of your points, 22 in total, have come from the guys off the bench. You know, and that has been, look, we can say it like it is. It's been a little bit of a weakness, is just that depth off the bench for Oklahoma. And today, we must recognize the contributions and how they have stepped up against a good Georgia team.
That's been huge for him. And now he needs his main guys to step up. The main guys that carry the load, they've got to step up and get it done now for him.
Brown's got it. Barely any differential between shot and game clock, maybe a half a second.
Georgia's got this lineup back in where they can switch everything. This versatile lineup here. Santos out of the game right now, so he's not going to be sitting in the paint clogging things up, but they can switch out and close out the shooters.
Into the corner. Attack lines it up. Nails another. Mike White calls a timeout. He is furious that they left a shooter with just a smidge of space, and Attack's rampage has buoyed Oklahoma in the first. They've all had a hand in it, Rodney. All of the aforementioned.
You got to talk a guy again that's really done a great job stretching the floor. Big fella came in and gave him a great lift. Kirill came in and gave him a great lift there as well. Forsythe came in and made threes for him, gave him great energy, both on the offensive end and defensive end. You see a talk here from the corner. I mean, he's really been shooting the ball extremely well.
You know, he only averages 7 a game and even less than that in league play. It's a 12-point first half for Attack.
There's never been an issue with Porter being able to play Attack from a scoring standpoint on offense. The issue has always come on the other end defensively. Can he move his feet? Is he going to be strong enough to be able to handle guys going at him? Because teams a lot of times in scouting reports will pick out guys that they can attack. He's been a guy on scouting reports that you know you could go after. So he hasn't been able to play him as much on the offensive end, but he's a big-time three-point shooter.
Rodney Stagg inbounds it. He's looking to get Kane in motion. He's got another dribble, 1 second from 50 feet. Left it short, but Georgia still has the 2-point lead after 20 minutes in a very important game for both programs. Georgia shoots 71% from the floor. Rodney.
Reed above the rim. You see Forsythe coming in, giving great minutes. Great job of the guys coming off the bench.
Let's go to the studio now, to the fellas in Charlotte. Bulldogs at 17-7 overall. They got a 43-41 lead over Oklahoma. We say welcome back inside. That's Rodney Terry, Kevin Fitzgerald with you. So Georgia and OU, they both shoot very well from the floor in the first half. I think what kept Oklahoma in this game in that first was what they did from beyond the arc. So let's take a look, Rodney, at first half All-State good hands plays. It was what Oklahoma did from beyond the arc.
Talk about 8 made threes. You had Attack came off and made 4 of those threes. You see the big fella Kirill making 1 of those threes as well, but 8 made threes was huge for those guys. Forsythe came in and gave him a great lift, but Attack was really shooting the ball extremely well from the perimeter.
He only averages 7 a game and much less than that in league play. But this redshirt freshman from Haltom City, Texas, right outside of the Metroplex, comes off the bench, and he was on one. I mean, he is known as a shooter, and after not playing last week against Vanderbilt, he was incredibly impactful. Now, meanwhile, for Georgia, with Jeremiah Wilkinson out, Blue Kane, the junior from Knoxville, he was impressive. 5 out of 6 from the floor.
When they needed him, you know, Wilkinson's out right now. Millender didn't have a great half. He had 2 points in the half. You know, you had Jordan Ross came in and gave him a great lift with 6 points off the bench, getting downhill. But you need Smurf to step up in a big way. But Blue Kane had a very, very efficient first half.
There's nothing Smurf-like about the biceps. I got to start doing more curls like Millender. Right over here, front and center in front of us here. Millender only did have the 2 points in that first half. away we go. I mean, that was an entertaining and highly competitive first half. Both of these teams, boy, they are very eager for another win. That triple is pure. It's Kareem Stagg. He's bumping up close to his career high. He now has 8 in this game.
Stagg coming off a really good ball game, the last ball game, and got inserted into the starting lineup today. Has played really well.
If you're Georgia, it's obvious. They're a projected tournament team. They want to remain in that category. Stagg fouls Davis. So if Georgia gets the job done on the road today, they get back to 500 in league play. They inch closer towards another 20-win season. Plus, this is in the category of a quadrant 1 win. All quadrant 1 means is these are the most impressive wins on your tournament resume sheet when the committee is looking over it.
And absolutely, when you're, especially on the road, you go on the road and you get a big win on the road against a quality opponent, it bodes well for your resume come March.
Oklahoma was 4 out of 9 from the free throw line in the first half. Davis only gets 1 out of 2 there. Ross, drive it, kick it, Stagg, same corner. Wagee on the floor. Worth noting, Wagee playing with only played 3 minutes in the first half. Picked up 2 fouls. Reed almost misses everything that time. For Georgia, Catchings is not out there. He was whistled for 3 fouls in the first as well. So in terms of their importance to each program, those are the 2 in foul trouble for both teams. Millender got his man in the air, 1 step this way, bangs a 3.
That's a guy they like to see step up right now. Millender has been very consistent in conference play, scoring the basketball, distributing the basketball, but they need him to step up with a little bit more scoring today, and he's done that over the course of SEC play.
Yeah, just his second make this afternoon against Oklahoma. Pack wide open, splashes a 3.
Can't leave that guy open. That's a guy right there. Pack will burn you if you leave him open there. He's a guy, again, makes almost 3 to 4 threes per ball game. He's a veteran guy, one of the better shooters in all of college basketball.
The prolific vet trying to get a hand in Millender's face. Brown was out of bounds by a smidge.
I like how Smurf's coming out aggressive, though. They need his scoring, looking to score the basketball.
Georgia was effective from beyond the arc as well in that first half.
Kevin,
They
was like 70% field goal percentage in the first half.
It was wild just how effective they were. 17 out of 24 to be exact in that first half. Millender uses the screen, front rim the 3. Stagg aggressive, then a foul. It's a foul on the floor, and that is likely going to go against Brown. You know, if you're Brown, you get out-muscled by Stagg, and he just said, out of the way.
That was a grown man's rebound right there. The young fella's got a great body as a freshman. You see Smurf again, three attempts already to start this half. He's coming out way aggressive this time.
Brown takes a seat. Forsythe on the floor. He's got a hand up in Kane's face. Kept the pivot foot. Kane can't finish. It stays here, though. And it will be a new 20 for the Bulldogs.
Oklahoma's got to finish those possessions out. 2 second chance opportunities here for Georgia to score.
You don't want to give a second. This is a 3rd chance opportunity here for the Bulldogs. And Mike White's got to use the timeout. They were getting close to a 5-second call. So Georgia has it. We step aside our coach's timeout early in the second.
Tonight, they're still trying to build their resume, trying to climb toward a bid as well.
Here's the top of the SEC. All right, so how about, I'll put it this way. You could take Florida to win the league or the field. Anybody else? Who you putting your money on?
I'm going to go with Florida. I mean,
Yeah.
Florida right now is a team that has a high ceiling. I think I said it earlier in terms of where I think they still can go as a team. When their guards are playing extremely well, with that front line, they can play with anybody in the country.
Mike White's Bulldogs, they just had to face Florida the other night. It's a difficult loss. Oklahoma is on the move. Oh, is that going to be a backcourt? Pack saves it. Forsythe turns the corner on the pull-up. Dayton Forsythe.
Forsythe has been terrific today, coming in, giving great quality minutes off the bench on offense and defense.
He's got 7 points now to go along with 3 first-half assists. Surreal falling down. Stagg, ball fake. Stagg, oh, he missed it. Just a little too much on the takeoff. Reed gets blocked. And then Wagi is going to the line.
Great effort by Somto getting back there, not giving up on the play with the rim protection there. Wagi getting the chance to get to the line.
That's really important. Yeah, Wagi's not a great free throw shooter.
Kind of unfortunate for Stagg. I mean, Stagg had a big-time opportunity to dunk that basketball, but Somto not giving up on that play, gets a good, clean block. Wagyu stays with it, gets an opportunity to get to the foul line.
That was the first foul on Ross. Jadon Jones back in for Davis.
I can't believe Stagg missed that dunk right there. Stagg's an athletic young player that had pretty explosive as well. He lets the rim kind of block him there.
That was straight. Just almost got a little too caught up in the 1-2 step on the takeoff. That was a near explosion. Ross wide open, puts it up. Surreal got his hands on it. Back out. Millender passes it up. Here's Kane. So Georgia misses back to those are good looks.
Second chance opportunity, great offensive rebounds. Good job kicking it out for a 3.
Georgia, one of the better offensive rebounding teams in the nation. They have flexed their muscles there today. High Archer is good.
You better find that guy. That's the one guy you better find out there on the perimeter. You let Pack get going, it's going to be a problem for Georgia.
Oklahoma on a run. It's a 9-0 burst for the Sooners. Jones closes out. Millender, the drive, bounced it on the baseline. That takes us to a timeout. Oklahoma has seized momentum after the latest triple. A 10 for Oklahoma.
Nigel Pack, the one guy you can't leave on the floor. Big time 3-9-0 run for the Sooners.
Just cheers to a really, really significant, impactful career as an athletic director for Joe Castiglione. There's not a committee that he wasn't the lead of, by the way. He was on all of them. There's Yelatansev. This is now an 11-0 Oklahoma run.
They've just come out again and put their will on them, both offensively and defensively, to start this half.
Georgia draws the foul on this end. Catching's going to the line. Well, the Bulldogs have all these offensive boards to show for it. Lately, they haven't really been converting second chance points, and so they've fallen into this mini 4-point hole.
They had a couple great looks, just didn't knock those down. You see Catchings getting a chance to get to the foul line now. Need Catchings to kind of get going. He's been a guy over the last 3 or 4 ball games that has scored points for Georgia. They need him to get going.
In the first half, Catchings only played 5 minutes. That's it. Picked up 2 fouls in the first couple of minutes, then picked up a 3rd later on.
Talk about a guy over the last 3 ball games, they average about 14 points a game. They really need him to catch fire and get going.
Oh my goodness, missed them both. Oklahoma, I mean, this is foot on the gas time right now. They got Georgia on their heels. Davis, cross-court feed, Atak nails another!
That's a great pass by Tay Davis, but an even better shot readiness by Atak. Atak just kept that ball. He put it in the shooter's pocket. Atak never had to bring it down. Big-time shooting day for Atak today.
From down 7 to now up 7 in just a matter of minutes. Kane steps back, little long, can't get the bounce. Oklahoma is in a groove.
Oh boy, dangerous pass somehow. Funnels all the way to Pack. Puts it up, puts it in. The run continues. 16-0 burst.
Nigel Pack, that man can score the basketball. You got to do a great job of really trying to take him away. I mean, he's found the scoring touch right now.
Georgia's a little tight on this end. Somebody's got to just put one in and relax him a bit. Maybe it's Catchings. Lost the handle. Who wants it? Forsythe secures it. Forsythe on the break with the left, scores it. Timeout, Georgia. A wild 18-0 run for the Sooners.
And they're doing it with their defense. They've done a great job on both ends of the floor. You see Forsythe, he has had an impact on this ball game with a lot of energy. Great finish at the rim. He's brought this building to their feet right now.
The emotions, the competitiveness, the intensity, it is ratcheted up right now.
You know, Kevin, in talking with Porter earlier today, Porter talked about, you know, they've had obviously some tough stretches along the way here in conference play. But there's not been a day that he's walked in the gym and hadn't felt good about this group. And this group still being eager and wanting to play. There's a lot of basketball still to be played over the course of this SEC race right now. They're starting to play pretty good right now. And all you have to do is get one win. And he said earlier, 40 minutes is all he had in front of him right now. Live where your feet are right now, and they're doing a great job of that.
This SEC season, it's been so daunting. Oklahoma has experienced a number of these really tight, close, gut-wrenching losses. So yes, you see it there. Most of their SEC games decided by single digits. Is this the week that maybe changes the direction of the season? Last Saturday, the win against a ranked Vanderbilt team in Memorial Gymnasium. Today, all of the production, not just from the starters, but from some of the guys like Forsythe and Jones and Atak off the bench. And all of a sudden, early in this half, you find yourself up double digits against a quality Georgia team.
They've got the pace the way they want to play as well. This is not Georgia's pace, this is Oklahoma pace. They've done a great job up the floor with pressure right now. Little token pressure, but you look at the shot clock. They've got 17 seconds now to get into their offense. Great job by Oklahoma.
Corner three, Bailey, no. Kane, yes.
Luke Kane. Luke Kane with a cape on, playing above the rim. Luke Kane attacks that offensive glass.
Boy, no kidding. So that puts it into the 18-0 run. Davis on the attack, puts it up, puts it in, and the foul.
Fourth foul on Catchings. That's a big foul. Tay Davis finishing at the rim at a high level like he does in terms of attacking the basket. But even more so, the foul on Catchings is number 4 for Catchings right now. You see Tay Diggs here, great 2-foot gather, really big-time finish. That's a big development right now with Catchings with 4 fouls. He's had a tough day staying on the floor. Been in foul trouble the whole time here today.
I think Mike White is just trying to keep him calm, boost his spirits, but you're right. He's had a really strong conference season. Look, he's just a sophomore, still young, and you can tell he's frustrated tonight. Whistle, we got, I'm assuming, lane violation. Is Oklahoma going to get one more here? Looks like it.
They get a chance to make this free throw here. They're able to set their defense, and I like what Porter's done, slowing Georgia down, making Georgia's guards have to, you know, take some time off the clock before they get into their offense.
This would be the most unconventional three-point play. Get 2 cracks at it if you're Davis. They got to make sure the clock is right. Right now, the clock, or a moment ago, had read 1:25. So now it is correct. I think we were just missing 1 digit. That's it. We're just missing a digit. Oklahoma would
They would love to be
They take
up.
that 125.
Yeah, they'd love to be
yeah,
up.
they take that 125 for sure.
Oklahoma would love to have a double-digit lead with 1 minute left in this game. However, we got 12 minutes and change.
So Davis does complete that three-point play. He gets the freebie, and he converts. Ross, patient. Instead, has to swing it back out. Stagg fires for three.
Stagg, good job. Good-looking freshman there shooting the basketball. Stagg's on almost a career high right now.
It is, officially. He now has 11. Now, he really impressed you and caught your eye when you watched that Florida game.
He did, and again, I think along with Coach White, he was probably one of the positives that came out of that ball game. He's carried that over in today's ball game.
Oh, here he is, the hot hands. Attack can't be stopped.
Just what the doctor ordered for Porter off that bench. Attack today with 6 threes.
Kane trying to answer. Nope.
Kual Attack has 6 threes. Pack. Oh, bombs away.
Kevin, when these guys are shooting the basketball like this is what Porter envisioned, I think, at the start of conference play. As they got into conference play, they was playing this way in non-conference, shooting the basketball at a very high level.
13 triples for Oklahoma. That's a foul on the Sooners. Oh my goodness. They can't be stopped from beyond the arc. And they've got a 15-point cushion at home over Georgia. 1,000-point scorer Nigel Pack has found his stroke in the second half.
Kevin, he's done it at every stop. I tell you, whether it was Miami, whether it was K-State, this guy's always been an elite shooter. You can't let him get going and see that ball go through the basket. He is one of the best shooters in all of college basketball. Makes about 3 or 4 of those a game. He's off to a great start here in the second half with 3 made threes.
He went through a mini slump early portion of conference play. He has busted out of that in a big way. So when you look at his last 5 games, plus what he has done today, 4 out of 5 from distance, he is well over 50% from beyond the arc his last 5.5 games. And he ain't taking 1 or 2 a game. He's taking a whole bunch.
Nigel Pack's one of those guys that you have the game plan for. You cannot let him get started and get going because he's obviously a proven scorer and a guy that can shoot the basketball from distance as well as anyone.
So these 13 triples that you just saw there in the second bullet point for Oklahoma, most in an SEC game this year. Georgia has got to find a way to respond. So Surreal gets himself open. That was nice penetration by the Bulldogs. That was a 27-4 run.
And a lot of it, Kevin, started with the energy on the defensive end of the floor. When you play with that energy on that end of the floor, it opens up a lot more for you on the offensive end as well.
Georgia, second game without Jeremiah Wilkinson, their leading scorer. That's a foul. And it should stay here. That's a foul on Georgia. But then let me throw this one at you, too. Wilkinson out. Cannon Catchings, their second leading scorer in league play. He's on the bench with 4 fouls.
I mean, they're going to have to dig really deep right now. Someone else next man up, stepping up right now for the Bulldogs.
They're a high-scoring and efficient offensive team. We know that. There's still more than 10 minutes left in this game. That's a foul on Ross. But, again, you're hampered with 2 premier weapons on the bench right now. And one of them ain't checking in Wilkinson.
Well, I think Porter and his staff have done a great job really, establishing the tempo that they want to play with today. Georgia's one of the fastest teams in the country in fast break points. They've done a great job of shutting that down. Their transition defense has been really well today, and they've controlled the tempo offensively in terms of how they want to play this ball game.
You want to know how many fast break points Georgia has? Yeah, zero. They haven't registered any. Davis.
And they're the #1 fast break team in the country.
That is really significant. Oklahoma, 10:20 to go. obviously has a massive upper hand right now. Millender, little zig, a little zag. Stagg, dump it inside. Surreal just bulldozes in.
When that ball's not, when you're not making shots from the perimeter, if you're able to put that ball in the paint, Surreal's still a young player, developing inside, has a presence there to score that ball around the rim.
Yeah, he is just a monster inside. Nigel Pack now into the paint. Little floater, tapped back out. Davis is cutting. Instead, Brown going to work it back out. Pack, a lob. Could not connect that time with Wagi. Oklahoma keeping these Georgia guards in front of them. Stagg to the rim. Atak has it.
The one area right there where, again, Porter, again, has concern for Atak defensively. Did a nice job there on Stagg.
Oklahoma went on a rampage a few minutes ago and turned a 7-point deficit into a double-digit lead.
They have gotten away with one right there.
Yeah. Millender for three, left it short. Yeah, the whole Oklahoma bench thought that, I think it was a talk, right?
That
Got
was a
slapped
talk.
there, yep. Pack, he's open. No. You know, every time he puts it up, there's just an anticipation. Millender is fouled. And so Smurf Millender heads to the free throw line. These free throws would cut the deficit back to 12 with 8:35 to play.
When you're not shooting the ball well from the perimeter like Georgia has struggled here in the second half, anytime you can get downhill, get a paint touch, you know, you get a chance to get to the foul line, it's really what you want to try to be able to do right now.
Zero
fast
Zilch.
break points. Zero
Wow.
fast break points today. I tell you, based on what Georgia does at a very high level, something Oklahoma's been able to take away today.
You would think it's a little of both. What Oklahoma has done, and then without Wilkinson, you know, his lack of presence, it has been felt. Look who's back on the floor.
With 4 fouls. And again, Georgia is at their best when they're playing in fast break opportunities, along with turning teams over. OU does a great job of taking care of the basketball. They don't beat themselves. They've got 6 turnovers today. They average about 10 on the season. They're not going to beat themselves. But Georgia's at their best when they able to turn guys over, play in transition, play fast, and get some offense off their defense.
I know we're not close to a coastal body of water, but that was like a tsunami. Oklahoma, that run, and I mean, it was so fast. It was a 27-4 run over the course of a few minutes.
And it really changed the ball game. It really did. It changed the tempo of the ball game. It changed the energy in the building. So you had a lot of different factors that occurred during that run.
Oklahoma trying to make it back-to-back wins and get above 500. Davis playing off of 2 feet. Bounced out. New 20. Reed throws it up. Reed's got it. Look who's open! They stick with it!
What a great post-to-post pass. Literally on his back. Reed making a post-to-post pass to Davis with a high finish above the rim.
Oh, everything going their way. This is Wilkins falling away from the basket. Could not lay it home. This is Oklahoma in a groove right now. And Georgia's just, they got to do something to try to throw them out of this groove. This will take us to a timeout, Rodney. The Sooners up by 14. They're doing it on both ends of the floor and in many creative ways. Timeout in Norman.
Here they come, yo. Here they come.
Very much how they have played is the reason behind it. They've got a double-digit lead, Rodney.
But Kevin, he also said, the latter part of that quote, he also said, we have to create our luck as well. And they've created their luck today in terms of how hard they play and the will that they put on this ball game.
What is it? I'm going to butcher this. Luck favors the prepared, something like that. You know what I'm getting at. Millender scores it.
Not a good turnover right there from the baseline. You can't turn that ball over right there, especially for points right now at this juncture of the ball game.
What are you expecting from Georgia with 7:35 to go now? Time's starting to become a factor. What do you expect from the Bulldogs?
Georgia's got to have all kind of pressure, make a miss right now, and they, again, put them on the foul line. They can't do that, but they've got to really amp up their pressure right now on the full court and in the half court right now.
Tay Davis back to the free throw line. He has gotten there a number of times. He has been as aggressive as he typically is. He is 3 of 5 at the line. Boy, can you imagine if Oklahoma, they're a little better than 50% from the line. If they've made a few more free throws, could be up close to 20 right now. So later today on the network, Tennessee is in action against LSU. Alabama closes out our coverage in Tuscaloosa against South Carolina. So keep it locked to the network. It is every Saturday. It's an adventure in this league. Catchings. Baseline drive, deflected out. Not quite sure what he was going for there. Maybe the message from Mike White as well.
Just trying to make something happen. You have a short clock right now from the baseline. Great defensive pressure right there by Brown, denying Smurf that ball back with a short clock.
They could not get it to Millender. Fortuitous break here. This is James, fouled. He's going to the line for one more.
All started again with Kane on the offensive glass. Kane's a really good rebounding guard on the offensive glass, but that second chance opportunity gave James a chance to play above the rim and get to the foul line.
Reed sits down, a talk back in. Kane he has been impactful in so many different ways. He really has. The 5 rebounds, 3 assists. So here's Dylan James, converts the three-point play.
All right, they're going to have to do a great job of handling Georgia's pressure right now. And Georgia's pressure now is going to probably be revved up a little bit more than it has been throughout the course of this game.
With time now very much a factor in a double-digit hole.
Oklahoma's done a nice job, though, handling the pressure. They brought the release screen up to take the pressure off the primary ball handler. They've done a nice job with their press offense.
Forsythe looking for his again. Falls back and connects.
Forsythe is again, given very positive minutes off the bench today. Whether it was scoring the basketball, playing defense, he's been very impactful in this ball game.
Got a pair of Sooners that are in double figures off the bench. Millender throws it in from distance. 10-point game. Clock is running.
Great look for Smurf. Smurf's been aggressive in the second half. He wasn't as aggressive in the first half, but he stepped up knowing that they need his scoring right now. Still a lot of time in this ball game right now, Kevin. Still a lot of time.
Oklahoma in a very similar position to a week ago. They had a big double-digit lead for almost the entirety of the second half against that ranked Vanderbilt team. Davis steps through, got it.
It's a great job recognizing, Tay Davis recognizing, catches Gordon. He's got 4 fouls. He doesn't want to foul. That's just, again, taking advantage of a matchup where, again, you've got a player that has a chance to foul out. Good job with Davis. Great job.
That is an impressive reverse layup for Blue Kane. Forsythe a little slow to get up. Kane is also still on the floor. Blue Kane, it's now a 15-point game to go along with all of the other contributions. He's gotten a lot, most of his points at the rim on the attack.
Blue Kane, he's leaving it all on the floor right now. What a great finish. I mean, he's doing it all. He's offensive rebounding. He's guarding on the other end. He's the guy that also comes up with a lot of steals. But he's giving Coach White everything he has today on both ends of the floor.
It's a Georgia team that is without its leading scorer. Jeremiah Wilkinson. There he is in the gray sweatsuit today. 17 points per game. Offensive initiator. He is a quick, agile, speedy guard. Georgia down 10 on the road.
Still no trap yet. I thought Georgia may come do a little run and jump, may come and trap right off the bat there. They like to just go with the man-to-man press up the floor.
Davis is just in attack mode now.
He is getting downhill. There's no one to match up right now to guard him right now.
It's a 17-point game for Tay Davis, well above his average of about 13 a night. Stagg misses everything.
I think the young fella, again, has fallen in love with the jump shot there. Earlier, he had a chance to rip and get to the basket, and he had the rim block him there. But, you know, again, time and situation, he only learns that and gains that experience when he's on the floor right now. So he's learning out there on the floor. Here comes the trap right now a little bit with Jordan.
Backcourt heat, got to get it over. They do. Davis thought about it for a moment. Inside of 5 minutes, these resurgent Sooners trying to make it back-to-back wins against projected tournament SEC teams. That is smooth from the veteran.
Pack, you just, again, when Pack sees that ball go through the basket, he's a 2,000-point scorer. He's a guy that, again, is just wired to score, but you can't give him those kind of looks, man. He's off and running here in the second half.
Brown defending Millender. In the corner, Bailey misfires. Pack a couple of crossovers, the pocket pass, one more, Jones, rebound to Bailey. So Georgia, they get a stop, they must convert. Now less than 4 to play, down 14 in Norman.
Really good look there from an inside-out play there. Kane with a great look.
He's open, missed it short. New 20 though. Kane is calling for it, he wants it, puts up another, knocks it in. Boy, he was begging for it after he left the first short.
That's a veteran right there. Again, a guy that's just playing to win right now and doing whatever it takes to try to get it done.
Jones.
I like the fact that he came back and took that second shot there and didn't settle there for a drive.
Oklahoma using some clock. Here's Jones. The answer right in Kane's face. Couple of high fives on the first row for Jones. The Sooners now a season high tying 14 threes. They've got 86 with 3 minutes to play.
You know, Kevin, this is the way we saw the Sooners before conference play started in terms of scoring the basketball and shooting it well from the perimeter.
Millender, they need it. Rebound to Pack. 2:40 to play for the Sooners. They are trying to climb back after losing 9 in a row. So many of those games bitter, close, gut-wrenching losses. They beat Vandy last week on the road. Get a bye week, and the resurgent Sooners trying to put the finishing touches on this one. Drop it off to Wagee. Sooners in front by 16.
Coach Moser had these guys ready to play this morning, and they're shooting around, very animated in terms of, you know, the game prep. Guys locked into what they had to do today against this Georgia ball club.
Millender blocked. That's a foul. Rodney, there's 2 minutes left, and these Sooners, they took over in the second half. They have drilled so many threes. You know the crowd loves it.
This little light of mine.
The standings. What's our tournament? We're just going to go 1 game at a time. And there you go. You see a guy like that. You got enough veterans on this Oklahoma team that they can embody that. And they are staring in the face back-to-back wins against tournament caliber teams, meaning 2 really good wins.
And again, when you face the adversity that they have in the close ball game, and your team's still hungry, they're still attentive, they're still locked in. Today they were locked in this morning to the game plan. They were locked into their coach going over the game plan, and they're still excited about playing. There's still a lot of basketball to be played this month.
7 games left for Oklahoma. Today they will pick up another significant win, just like last Saturday on the road at Vanderbilt, where they're very much in position to. I don't want to speak too soon. There's a foul on Millender. Last week got a little dicey.
No, it did. It did with the
Nashville.
press offense. And down the stretch here, that was a great job getting the guy into the middle there to handle that pressure that was coming. You knew a double team was going to come. They did a nice job of getting it in the Forsythe in the middle. They immediately fouled Georgia, had to put him on the line. Now it's just a matter of trying to close this ball game out the right way.
You know, this Forsythe sophomore, as you know, boy, if he can give them, this is now consecutive games where he's given them 10 or more points. If they start getting that consistently, that is just going to really help. Takes a little pressure off of Xavier Brown, off of Pack. You know, Forsythe dealt with all those injuries to his ankles early in the season. I mean, he was really, minutes were down. I mean, his play was fluctuating up and down. But if he can remain that aggressive scoring or remain aggressively looking to score, that could be pretty big. Millender hits that one.
He did that last year for the NCAA tournament team. I mean, Forsythe was a very viable guy coming off the bench last year, making big plays for him. You can see again, Georgia's got to try to foul.
Oklahoma in the second half, they turned at one point a 7-point deficit into a double-digit lead in just a few minutes. And it has been all of them off the bench, not just Forsythe. You saw Kirill, Elatonsiv, and then the Kual Atak game. He's got 6 threes today.
Porter alluded to that earlier, Moses, this morning, how important it will be for his bench to play well today. His starters have put it in the books. They've been guys that have been double-figure scorers, but to have that bench come in and give you 40 points today, that's an incredible shot in the arm for the Sooners.
You know it. If you're asking your starters to consistently play 34, 35, 36 minutes a night in this league, you know, ultimately over time, that becomes a bit taxing.
You're going to wear it down a little bit. So having that bench come in and give them that type of production is huge. You see a timeout right here for Oklahoma.
This is why we play these games. You never know. Again, Oklahoma started SEC play 1-9. Now, 6 of those 9 losses were by single digits. So it just illustrates that they were in a number of games. Did make some plays down the stretch in a few of those. Millender fouled out, by the way. But they're trying to string back-to-back wins together. They're 115 away from doing so.
You know, Kevin, when you get into conference play, you have to have a short memory. You can't, you know, carry one game to the next game. You have that game with you for one night. Whether you win or lose, it's how you come back and you bounce back. But I give Porter Moser a lot of credit, though. A lot of times your team is going to feed off how you come in every day. If you come in with an incredible attitude and approach, they're going to be that same way. But if you come in and you're defeated or you don't have that same energy and enthusiasm, they're going to be that same way. This team clearly are feeding off of their head coach, who had a lot of energy this morning about this ball game and the prep for this ball game.
Kind of a, hey, I still got your back. And don't worry, we got your back, Coach.
Absolutely.
Remember, coming up next, LSU, Tennessee. That is the game that follows. That will tip at 6 Eastern. Oklahoma goes back to the free throw line. Well, we're just getting started today, partner. Florida ultimately does pull away from Kentucky, winds up scoring 92 in that home win. So they are now 10-2. They remain a full game. A game and a half right now ahead of Arkansas. If Arkansas does win, they would remain 1 game behind Florida in the SEC title race. So here's OU. Yeah, they're looking for the consecutive wins after they lost 9 in a row. So January was a nightmarish January, but it's all about the here and now and what's in front of you.
Well, Kevin, the season is a marathon. Again, you see the upcoming schedule there with Tennessee, A&M, and Auburn, LSU, Missouri, all opportunities for a team to continue to build their resume. You see Blue Kane put the cape on and just taking out some frustration at the rim.
Yeah, that was a little frustration, was it not? How this second half has unfolded for Georgia. Rodney, it was in a matter of a few minutes. Oklahoma went on this emphatic. It ultimately wound up being a 27-4 run. They were down 7. Then they were up 11 after an 18-0 burst. There's Davis is going to get a couple more here. Tate Davis with 19, close to his season high. And you're hearing the appreciation from the Sooners, the Sooner fans that are in the building today.
This Sooner club's going to be dangerous down the stretch here right now. If they can play the way they played today with the energy level on the defensive end of the floor, and they can shoot the ball the way they shot the ball today, they're going to be dangerous down the stretch right here, because all you need is a little confidence and a little momentum, and they're trending with some of that right now.
They shoot 59% from the field, nail 14 threes, that ties a season high, and scored 94 points, and they've won back-to-back now. Not just back-to-back wins against tournament-caliber teams.
That says a lot to what Porter's doing, and again, keeping his team engaged. And team is still bought in, and they're still hungry to want to continue to compete at a very high level.
That does it for us, for Rodney Terry and our entire ESPN crew. I'm Kevin Fitzgerald saying so long for now from Norman. Let's go back to Charlotte. The fellas in the studio got you covered here before our next game.